Hey, it's Chris Bowling.
Chris Beyer, we've got two guests with us in focus today.
We do have two guests, and these are very good guests, and it's something that is near and dear to our heart. We're going to be talking to Modern Health, and we have Jess and Chris. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
You bet.
Thank you both. I know we're putting this up during the month of May. It's Mental Health Awareness Month, and we wanted to get a little bit of your background, who you are, and what you do within the mental health awareness and space there. But a little bit of what you do day to day, and then we'll talk a bit about Modern Health as well as we go through today. So I'll kick it to Jess, the one that's not named Chris today. So
the only non-Chris. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. Yeah. Hi, everyone. Jess Tabachnik here. I sit on the partnerships team at Modern Health, so I support exclusively the broker and consultant channel in really anything that they might need to support their clients. So I came from the carrier space prior to joining Modern, and really just wanted to get a little bit more specific in the mental health world. So I've been at Modern for a little over a year, and I'm excited to be chatting today.
Well, thank
awesome.
you.
And hi, everyone. I'm Chris, the third Chris here in the group. I'm a sales executive at Modern Health. And I actually came to the company because I was living in New York City during the pandemic. My wife and I found out that she was pregnant.
Oh, wow.
And, stress for both of us was extremely high. And my company actually got acquired by an organization that had access to Modern Health.
Very cool.
Once I started using it and saw how it really helped my wife and I was always eager to join, and then the opportunity came. So I'm working with organizations between 250 and 1,000 employees.
Okay. Wow,
which is such a great broad range of companies.
What a great story. I mean, I am sorry that was a stressful situation, but great story how you got here. That is pretty amazing. So what trends are you seeing in mental health right now? We see it all over our claims reports. Really quick story. I was with one of our carriers, and we went through a lot of data, and it was interesting how each generation is using mental health and how we want to access mental health completely different. So I'm interested to hear what your trends have been and where you're really seeing, the biggest need today.
Yeah, definitely. Happy to take that one. So Chris, to your point, the need for mental health has skyrocketed over the past couple of years. And again, like you said, people's preferences have changed a lot over how they want to receive that care. So that kind of ties into the comprehensive nature of Modern. But really, the biggest trend is just, excuse me, the shift away from EAPs. Yes. So historically, the EAPs have been a great first line of defense for a lot of folks, but other folks really struggle with accessing providers within EAP networks. There's really only that one modality to care in a one-on-one session with a therapist or a counselor, for example. And then from the administrative side, the reporting that comes from EAPs is really minimal, oftentimes making, I'm sure your life as a consultant, but also the benefits leaders' lives a little bit difficult to analyze how the benefit is doing. So what we've seen in the past couple of years is this shift towards a more innovative mental health solution, really looking past just the check the box EAP. Making mental health really the fourth pillar of their benefits offering, alongside the medical, the dental, and the vision. And really what a lot of organizations are looking at now is what does that investment do for our business? Sure, it helps a lot of people, but we also want to see some potential ROI. And we take a hard look at that depending on the savings associated on the health plan, increased productivity, and how an innovative mental health benefit can attract and retain employees.
Yeah.
No, that's great that you shared that. I know, Chris, you and I have noticed that too, that, coming through and out of COVID, the focus on let's even talk about EAP started. We have this little tag on benefit. A few clients have gone to some standalone things, but I've personally gone through that process of getting scheduled, and then I can't be seen for 6 weeks. If it's a serious situation, I have access, but the providers are already booked up. There's not enough providers, especially in our rural market where most of our clients reside. That's interesting to see that you've noticed that as well, and it meshes with what we're seeing trending.
So I probably skipped a question. Who is Modern Health? What does your offering look like? Is it in person? Is it web-based? Is it app driven? We know what it is, but not everybody does.
Yeah. We just jumped right into it, right? We were too excited. So Modern Health is a comprehensive global mental health solution. So we offer a wide range of services, including therapy, coaching, digital group sessions, knowing that some folks like that group experience,
Yeah.
and a ton of digital content on an app and a web-based a website. So we do have an aspect of our platform that can be, members can access in-person therapy, but the majority of the care is digital.
Okay,
I
very
love it.
good.
And
So as we're talking through, the month of May, mental health awareness, that it shouldn't be the only time we talk about this. I believe that it's been easier for just the population in general to talk about maybe the challenges that they're having coming again out of the pandemic. It's not as taboo to have a conversation, which is a good thing. But Chris, I would ask you, what can we do around the year to really put a focus on mental health care as opposed to just saying we have an awareness month? What are you seeing that works well for employers, employees, or just the population in general?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think I really want to anchor, success of any mental health benefit or any mental health effort is going to be really driven by the amount of engagement that you're able to drive.
Yeah.
And then that kind of ties back to destigmatizing the conversation.
yeah,
So Modern Health, we really believe in an organizational approach to wellness and mental health. And so some tips that we have are, really kind of lean into it from a top-down approach. So get leadership bought in, communicating around other events or different initiatives that you're doing around wellness and mental health, because seeing your boss's boss's boss, start to use a solution that you might be afraid to take that step can really kind of help folks. And then in addition to that, I think providing a wide range of different ways that people can engage with the conversation on mental health.
Yes.
So whether that's different webinars, signposting folks to different content, there's a ton of it available again in May, but really it's available all throughout the year. So finding ways to bring attention to the conversation and destigmatize to then drive engagement.
That's well said.
That's good. Chris, you and I talk a lot about multi-pronged communication.
Yeah.
You touched on that at the beginning of our discussion, that the different generations are going to receive and process information differently. They're going to learn differently. But at the same time, you mentioned that around the entire year, there's certain topics that just need to be a focus year round and not at open enrollment when everyone's thinking about what changed and what's my cost. To really look at something off cycle where we can put the right focus and right attention on that benefit.
Yeah. So you guys have something a little unique because we're seeing once again a need for that younger generation that are in middle school and in high school, really a deep need for just help. So how does Modern Health deal with that younger generation?
Yeah. So we have put a lot of resources into expanding that offering right now. So the platform can be a family benefit. And in fact, the majority of our clients do expand the benefit to cover dependents. And we can have access to therapy for kids as young as 6 years old right now here in the States. Yep. And then some of the initiatives that we just recently launched more resources to support parents specifically in different meditations, podcasts on parenting tips, but also launching meditations that are specifically tailored towards little kids and how to handle difficult emotions, things like that. Just really start the mental health conversation really young.
I love that.
Well, you think of that age range right now, how much disruption they've had over the last 3 to 4 years of their life. Sometimes that might be the majority of their life has been in constant flux. It's important to be able to address that and not just assume they're okay because they're young children. I think that's really good to hear.
Agree.
Yeah, that's a great point. We're seeing a lot of interest in kind of upgrading the approach to mental health from schools, both public and private. As a result of, the adults in those settings, intervening to help kids that are struggling with an unprecedented level of kind of mental health challenge right now, that then in turn puts a burden on the adults. So I think schools are an area where there's a great opportunity to continue to improve the level of support that's available.
For sure.
Yeah,
well,
my
I
wife
appreciate Chris and Jess. As we wrap up, we thank you for taking some time just to talk about Modern Health, your background, and certainly how we can focus on mental health awareness outside of the month of May year round. And we'll be sure to share more details on how to connect with your company as we put this video up coming up soon.
Thank you for joining.
Thanks for having us.
Greatly appreciate it. And by the way, thanks for everything, obviously that you guys are doing out there. We know that there's a huge need.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.